y'all. Welcome to The Real with Berg. This is a podcast about the realness of life. We're going to be talking about the trials, the tribulations, and the triumphs of it all. Everybody's so used to talking about how great adulthood is, but nobody prepares us for the raw and realness of it. And so I feel like as humans, we need people. At the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that I feel like we've lost human decency and we've lost kindness. And I feel like there's so much we have to talk about that we're not allowed to talk about because it's not deemed socially acceptable. But now, every Sunday, tune in and we're going to sit around our metaphorical dinner table and chop it up and talk about the real with me and my crew and whoever decides to pop in. So leave your comments, your topics, anything under the sun you want to talk about, because that's what we're here for. So tune in, and I can't wait to see you. So now that we got into basically what my podcast is about, the reason I started the podcast was my whole life as I've been told that I talk a lot. And instead of silencing my voice, I thought, you know what? How about I get out there with the other people who might not speak a lot, or the people who want to chat it up and talk about everything under the sun? Because here, there are no limits. We can talk about anything. So let me know where you're at with that. So now that we got our basics out of the way, I would like to introduce my production company that I work with, Berg 247 Entertainment. So basically, this is my first podcast ever, and although I had the vision, you always need someone who's actually got the plan. So without further ado, this is Berg 247 Entertainment. This is my production company that is helping me put my dreams on. Introduce yourself, y'all.
Well, thank you, first of all, for trusting us and joining our family. We really love to have you here. My name is Sarah. I'm the CFO, also the editor of Berg 247, and I'm really excited to start working with you.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. Excuse me, sir. Introduce yourself.
What's up? Well, hello, guys. I'm Berg, and this is Berg 247 Entertainment, LLC. I'm excited. I'm excited to work with you. I like your energy, your straightforward approach. I think that it'll be a good thing. I think you'll be a good add-on to the team. I'm excited. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Bing. Put her on. Let's get her up there.
Much appreciated. Appreciate the love. And last but certainly not least.
Yes. It's the one. It is the 360D with Berg 247. We in the building. I am one of the editors, and also I have my own YouTube channel, 360 Vision, man. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta hit him up.
You know what I'm saying? For the one time, I ain't gonna lie. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate just being on the show, being on the team. We just constantly keep pushing forward and just, constantly building just a big brand, and to have you on board, it's fire to come.
Well, like I said, I appreciate all the love, you guys. Obviously, it's reciprocated because without you guys, I would not be in this part right now. And even the setup, I don't know if everybody peeps it, but this custom, excuse me. Anyway, so today's topic of the day, you guys, we're going to be speaking on business. I feel like it's a very important thing. Obviously, I'm a very spiritual person. A lot of people who, if you know me, and so I'm a very spiritual person. And so, I don't believe in coincidence at all. So the fact that this is a dream that I've wanted for a very long time, and I just never really had the execution on how to go about doing it. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that, where you have that ambition, you have that goal, you just need a foot in the door, even if it's a toe at a time. How do you, in business, when you are someone of such a high stature, when you're recruiting people, how do you know who's like a good fit? Like, what do you look for in somebody you're looking after?
Well, what do I look for? Someone who has that vision, someone who has something to give back. I mean, there's a lot of people out here, oh yeah, I want to start a podcast. Okay, well, what do you want to start a podcast for? I can definitely help you if you want to start a podcast. That's great. But where's your ultimate goal? What do you have in mind? Do you want to change, people's opinions, but give people a voice? Do you want to speak on things? What is your ultimate plan for your podcast?
Give that perspective.
So, yep, absolutely. And so what I look for is someone that I see basically longevity. And I mean, we started this business to give people that voice, to help people out. And if I'm gonna sit here, obviously, and put my time and effort into you because I believe in you, then I definitely want to have someone who's gonna, reciprocate those same morals and values. Like, oh yes, I want to get this done. What are we gonna do next? Type thing. Have that vision themselves, and then together we can create it into something huge.
Exactly. I think it goes back into what Kevin Hart said. Everybody wants to be famous, but don't nobody want to put the work in.
Yeah.
So I know that's right. All right. And for you, what got you into it? What are your thoughts on it?
When I approach a new client, I always make sure that they're solid. You know what I'm saying? Like they know, like this is a passion of theirs, and this is something that they want to do and see through. That means this comes first nature. Like it has to be something that you're hungry for. If I see that in someone, then I know like, oh, it's a lot of potential there. And then, like you said, you're a very spiritual person. I go off of vibes. You know what I'm saying? If I feel your energy and like it's a okay feel to it, like a calmness, but like a eager type, I'm all for it.
100%, I feel that. And what do you think if somebody is like, like I said, somebody like me, where you're like, I have the idea, I just don't know how to execute it. Is that what you feel your position is like meant for? Where you're like, you know what? Like we said, as long as you're willing to meet at least 50-50 and have that persistence, that consistency.
Yeah, I definitely done this for a minute, and I understand, the road, some of the bumps in the road, and I will give advice, and I hope that my advice better, same situation. I always look for someone who has direction, but just need another point of view,
100%. And I think that's something that I've learned with working with this production team, even just for the short amount of time that I had, because I do suffer from severe anxiety when I felt like this is my first time ever doing something like this. I was very discouraged. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to meet what they need me to bring to the table. And they were like, you know what? Just pull up a chair. We got you. We're going to show you. And I think that when you are striving for your goals and your dreams, you definitely have to have a strong foundation and a good team behind you of people who believe in you and people who aren't going to speak fear into your dreams. And just these three people right here are incredible. So for me, I was like, I'm so blessed to be a part of it, because when I tell you I'm a come up, y'all, I know that's right.
Thank you.
All right. And
Love the energy.
Yes, ma'am. Sarah, how do you feel about it?
All right. Well, as far as looking for,
Yeah, what do you look for in somebody that you're going to work with? What is it? What is that one it factor that they have to hit where you're like, you know what, you're the one that I'm after to try and make this work and try and take you to that next level?
creativity and passion. Main things off top is just, a lot of people, they say they want this, but they get here, they get to this level and they freeze. And it's just all like, I've known Chris for a really long time, we'll go back. And we talked about everything before it even became a thing. And he's the first person to really have brought it to me on this new level. So it's just like, his creativity and his passion, never died. It only grew. And that's the thing that I look for when working with anybody, not even just the company, but just working with people in general. I look for people who have creative minds and passions. Like them things are important to me, because I know you want this just like I want this.
Especially since, if we're at the dinner table, we gotta eat. Like, what are we just gonna sit and look at the food for? You know. All right now. And even with that, when you say like somebody just frees up and gets scared, like me, like even in the beginning of this podcast, I'm gonna lie, the behind the scenes footage was probably crazy, because I was over here spazzing. I could not get it together. I was like, oh my God. But in the end, it really comes down to the fact that how do you decipher the difference between someone who's just, this is my first time, I'm nervous, versus somebody who's like playing, because time's money. So how do you decipher the fact, like, is this person worth my time?
Well, to be honest, first and foremost, we are a business. We are a company. We have services. People pay us for our services. So yes, you can come in, you can do a shoot, you pay us for our services. Okay, great. But where we're going to put in that extra effort for people is, like they were describing, that passion that we see in them, that creativity. If you are nervous, don't get it wrong. Like if you're nervous coming into a shoot, that's actually a good thing. That means like oh my God, I want to do good. Like I really want to do this. Like you're really passionate about it. So don't feel like it's a bad thing or anything like that. There's
Don't get embarrassed.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
No,
But
especially.
yeah, I mean, like I said, we're a business first and foremost, and we're gonna put our time and energy into people that we see that actually put the time and energy into themselves first before they walk through our doors.
And because Miss Lady over here wears many hats, I guess I'll lead into my next question with that. For you as a woman, how do you feel? And especially anything business is going to be typically more of a male-dominated industry. So you really have to, I personally feel, fight for that right to be like, you know what, you and me, we are equals. And you're not about to just treat me any type of way. And, so for you, how do you feel being, like I said, 50-50 with Berg in this business and really just going after like an empire, like taking them down? We got Lucius and Cookie right here to say, hey, I said, you know what? I'm trying to get at you, my boy.
Appreciate that. Well, I mean, like you said, it is a male predominantly built profession. And for me, it's just about having that confidence, saying what I mean and standing by it. I'm not out here looking at someone, second guessing my words whenever I talk to them. No, whenever I talk to somebody, it's very direct. It's to the point, and this is that. Now, we can negotiate all day long. That's not a problem. But I am here to do business.
Time is money.
If you thought otherwise, well, that's your fault, and I will run you to the ground. I will catch you slipping, and it won't be a thing. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I'm confident. I stand by my word. I stand by what I say, and I do what needs to get done.
And what do you think the hardest part of being in the establishment, like being in the business and the industry is? What is something that you are like, you know what, this really gets me to the point sometimes where I'm like, is this worth it? Like, what's that one thing for you?
Nothing. Honestly, for me, only because I say that because
no, you have. Like I said, you will hear me say it often. I know that's right. Okay, say into it.
I started this business with my partner. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that I want to do. I mean, yes, there are frustrating times, but there is nothing a part of this business that's going to make me say I regret anything that I did.
Never that. No regrets. No regrets.
Yeah.
And going into you, Chris, what do you think about just as a businessman, what got you into this passion where you're like, you know what, I want to help people. I want to take you to that next level. What got you into that mindset where you're like, obviously at heart you're a go-getter, so what made you go get this?
I would say being from Detroit, seeing so much talent, so much beautiful, pure talent in an area that's like unknown unless you're from there, and wanting to be able to shine light and magnify and expand that. It was challenging at first trying to figure out how to give people that opportunity, that voice, that level to step on so everyone can hear them and hear them clearly and see them. So once I figured that out, I just knew like things that I took for a passion, I can help other people, because I know with so many people in my spot who wanted to get on or just wanted to be seen or heard and didn't have the means to do it. So, I kind of said, hey, let's go ahead and make something so we can give back, for one, because that's when blessings come. You know what I'm saying?
You want to others as you want done to you.
Yeah.
One.
So, and then it's just been reoccurring that it's come back folds of blessings. Like, you know what I'm saying? The people I meet doing this, the relationships that I built, the bridges, it's all worth it. You know what I'm saying? The long hours, the dedication, the frustration, everything brought into one is fun to me. I enjoy it. I enjoy this than my daytime job.
And as somebody who has so much like passion and just pure talent. For you, when you meet these people and like you said, it's fun for you, what does that do to your spirit? Like, what is your ultimate goal long term? Like, as we said, clearly you both are sitting here building an empire, and we will not discredit Derek. Derek, you are out here with the edits. He's coming through. Okay. What you need, he's got. And so with that being said, like, what do you think? Like, what is it all for? Like, I don't feel like you should ever have like the peak of your mountain because it's always the start of another. But for you right now, what is your end game of it all? What fuels your spirit in that way?
To be immortalized.
Okay.
You know, when someone builds
Longevity.
something, when someone builds something, and if you're smart enough to do the research on that, you will find out the creator of it. You will find the minds behind it. You will find the footsteps it took. Maybe you can follow those to perfect it or make it better or do it in your own way. But it's just to be known when you're dead and gone.
Okay. And for you, when you're working with people, working with new companies, especially with this company, how did you know that you could trust them, put your talent, time, and just dedication into them to be like, you know what, this is where I need to be? Did you feel it in your spirit, or what was the mood for you?
Actually, it was a little bit of just feeling it in my spirit and just being able to see it for myself. From the first moment, you know, I was able to just sit in on the first shoot and see how they operate. You know, I was instantly just hooked, just like that. And I was like, okay, you know, what do I have to do, or what can I offer to make this place better? You know, because that's my dream and my goal. You know, I just want to be a type of person, you know, he says immortalized. I want to be like a bridge. I want to be able to be that type of person to also help people get on, you know. There's enough room for us to all eat, like you said, Sunday dinner table. You know, it's just making people understand that, you know, we can all share the spotlight, you know.
100%. And I think that's when it goes back to exactly what the point of this podcast is about, where it's like, at the end of the day, human kindness is all we're after. We are one and the same. We are mirrors. We are looking at each other being like, you know what, I am you, you are me. We might not always agree, but at the end of the day, if you need me, call me. And when I'm around people who are like you guys, where I know that this is what I want, this is what I want to do, and I have that drive, I have that hunger, and then I'm around people like you guys who are you don't even have to do anything except walk into the room, and that ambiance, that aura of who you are, you have now caused this fester inside me where I'm like, I'm trying to get like you. How do I boss up like that? Now I have it in my mind, like, I need to get where they're at. And it's not in a compare and contrast, like, oh, why them and not me? But it's like, I need to get with them. So I'm already hungry. Y'all just made me starving. And you're taking me to a buffet? Let's go. They said, I can show you the world. I said, let me find out. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it's one of those things where when you're around people who are like-minded and not even 100% the same, but just somebody who has that drive, that consistency, and like you said, that hunger, I feel like it's just like, so sweet. I was like,
that and it's confidence. Confidence is key. If you walk into a situation knowing, you know, I walk into a room knowing I'm the boss or I'm here to take the boss spot. It's just being confident about what you do. Hey, this is my platform. This is my show. Thank you for tuning in. I do this.
Check us on Sundays. And I think it's one of those things where, like you said, confidence is key. And one thing I think people forget, and it's something that I feel everybody should know, is that even when you see the most confident people in the world, where you're like, wow, they probably aren't insecure at all. I've seen people who you would look at them and think they know that they are that person. And they're like, oh, me? Really? That's how you feel? And it's like, I thought you knew. But you know what? Let me tell you, confidence is 90% faking it till you make it. And the thing is nobody knows if it's real or not. So life is 90% about confidence. So just, in the end, I guess that's the moral of that story, is fake it till you make it. Do the best you can. I know that's right.
Have confidence in what you say, confidence in what you think. I mean, if you're if you're second guessing yourself, how are you gonna convince somebody else if you can't even convince yourself? So, like I said, I mean, that's how I take it as me being, a businesswoman in this field. I have to be confident. There's no wiggle room whatsoever to show any any discourage or any second guessing myself, because that's when I find that people will attack. And guys, they don't want to see a female surpass them ever. So once I do start surpassing everybody, they'll look for anything and everything to tear me down, which they can make up a lot of things. And what I like to tell a lot of people is that you know what you do. You know who you are. You know what you've done. You know everything about yourself. So as long as you know what you're doing, it doesn't matter what anyone else says.
And I think that comes into character versus reputation, where me personally, I don't care what you guys say about me when you're angry. I don't care what you've heard. I don't care anything about that. What I care is when I see your grandmother at the store and she makes it a point to say hi to me because she thinks that I'm the sweetest thing in the world because I spent time with her my entire life, because she knows my heart. Or when you're around somebody and you hear something about them and you're like, you got to check the story with them. Go to them personally. Because you're like, you know what, Di, I heard some shit about you. It didn't even sound like you. What happened? This is what I heard. Let me see the Carfax. Let me see, where is the actuality to all of it? Let me know. Because this don't sound like you. Give you a chance to explain yourself. And so I feel like character over reputation always. Because what I can say is this. People can say whatever they want to about her. But what I know for certain, one thing for certain, two things for sure, this woman is a boss. A diva.
You.
The female version of a hustler. Okay.
Diva.
Okay. Okay. Cue Beyonce. But in the end, I think it comes down to the fact that when you work with people, like she said, you definitely have to be about what you say, because when you come to the table, even if you don't have a table of your own, when you walk up, you gotta be like, man, I brought some cornbread, I brought some tamales here, I got you something to give me, and I think it just comes down to the fact where you just gotta be willing to work hard to get what you want. You can't just sit there and talk about it. And as long as you have the vision, just get with people who are like you. If you want to do what I'm doing and try and be like me, like I said, first and foremost, always be yourself, because that's what got me here. Secondly, remember, art matters. In the words of our One Tree Hill show, you know, love to see it.
I don't want to be anything.
Cue the track. No, but for real, in the end, art matters, and that's what got me here. Just hard work and dedication, and then you will find your soul tribe, the people who are with you, who want to see you do good. And one thing I've learned is I've had a very accelerated life, and it's been filled with a plethora of trials, tribulations, triumphs, like we've talked about. But in the end, it comes down to the fact that if you're willing to put the work in, you can get anywhere you want to be. And if I can do it, you could do it. Because look at me. I'm on a podcast, y'all. Hey.